right, let's talk wrestling here. How long is it going to take for Hammerstone to get warmed up? And if that's the case, does Kane sneak a quick one in?
And where does the mental state of Hammerstone lie, and how does that affect how he approaches this matchup? Matt, Alex Hammerstone first won the openweight title in June of 2019. He held that until he relinquished it after winning the world title. All total, Hammerstone has been a champion of some sort in the Major League for 1,498 days straight. And I dare you to put that against anybody in the history of nationally televised wrestling. Hammerstone stands above all else.
The only day that matters is today. That's great. All your stats are great. But at the end of the day, this matters here.
It does.
So I think Kane is going to have the inside wrestling advantage, the fight within the fight, if you will. I believe that Hammerstone will have a slight power advantage, but to your point, championship experience is definitely in Hammerstone's favor.
Takedown by Hammerstone, and you notice some frustration on Alex Kane. Matt, these men have traveled similar roads. They're both former openweight champions. They both went on to win Battle Riot, and they both used that win to challenge for the world title.
I'm more interested in the differences because styles make fights. The similarities are obvious. I want to talk about the differences. I want to talk about the mat game. I want to talk about who's going to be able to implement maybe some more high-risk moves. These are the things that are going to answer the question, who's going to be the champion by the time we go off the air.
Mat return by Alex Kane.
Got a 2 there.
2 count only.
See, early on to get a 2, that tells me something.
I think it's advantage Kane on the mat.
Absolutely.
Hammerstone can't use that power.
Look at that. Oh, there it is, right there,
yeah.
To your point. And your timing is great as it always is, because now if you walk past this on the street, who's winning this fight? The guy on top.
Kane shoots in with that double leg, and now
nice.
Trying to trap.
Careful, trying to go for a scarf hold. You can see there how Hammer's arm is wrapped around Kane's head. Front chancery now.
Notice how quickly Hammerstone gets back to his feet. Absolutely. He knows that's his bread and butter.
He has to. He does not want to be on the ground. Also, the muscle mass that Hammer is carrying, it's hard to pick that up and put that down, pick that up and put that down.
Alex Kane has said, Hammerstone, you are, quote, a placeholder champion.
Watch Miss Thomas. Look at Miss Thomas. Just playing around, just sneaking around.
Mr. Thomas, O'Shea Edwards, both ringside.
Yes.
Representing the Boom Fight Club.
Managerial license is in effect for both of those gentlemen.
And Don King watching on Fight Plus. It was 25 months ago, Matt, that Alex Kane was first drafted in the 2021 MLW Open Draft, and he has carved his path since that moment straight to the top.
Great way to connect the draft now, because we know that the names are coming. We can only imagine the matchups.
Announced already, Kevin Blackwood, Matt Cardona tonight. More in the coming weeks on MLW Fusion. Stay posted. We talked about where to find that earlier.
I just noticed something from Hammerstone, wrist control, and that's not something I've seen out of him a lot. I have a sneaking suspicion that Hammer has been back in the gym working on his wrestling, knowing he's going to need it to fend off the challenge of Alex Kane.
I saw Hammerstone posting on social media as well that he dropped down about 10 or 15 pounds, down to about 260, 265. Helps with his endurance and his mobility.
Sure.
And I think he'll need both in a matchup with Alex Kane.
Good tightening up of the headlock there. Look at the position of Kane's elbow. You see how he's pointing it up high? That means all the pressure is down on Hammer's neck. Not going to knock Hammer down that way, though, Kane.
Hammer used the momentum.
Yeah, Alex knows it. Alex knows that was a mistake.
And frustrated almost at himself there, it seemed.
Got to keep those emotions in check.
Hammer a smile. Hammer has been to this dance many times before. Kane, his first taste of it.
Up until this point, if there were scorecards, I would have Kane ahead slightly.
I don't disagree.
Nice capture. Baited him in. Joe, we talked about the emotional fragility of the champion. He was just baited into throwing a punch, and just like that, the suplex party begins.
Fisherman suplex and a near fall. Kane has over 100 suplexes in his arsenal. We've said it since day one.
What's he going for here?
It's a rear naked. Yeah, rear naked choke, but Hammerstone rolls through, and the momentum takes Kane to the outside.
So that's where Hammer's height is going to come into play. Anytime that Kane tries to take any move above the shoulder blades, it's Hammer's advantage because of simple logic. All he's got to do is throw his opponent off because of the height.
And Hammerstone showing
leverage.
He is not going to be deterred by the sway of the crowd. Hammerstone has had 16 successful world title defenses before. I believe unprecedented in the history of the Major League.
What's the old Janet Jackson song? What have you done for me lately? Ooh.
Hammerstone, to this moment, is still the face and the name most associated with the brand of Major League Wrestling.
But now let's talk about the cultural significance of the Bomaye Fight Club and what they have had to do. How the league, in their mind, has forced their hand to do this to bring us here tonight. My gosh, could you imagine what Alex Kane, all the work that he has put in?
Oh, look at reversal and hammer into the guardrail.
I mean, you're fighting an uphill battle. You're fighting against the league, you're fighting against society, you're fighting against mores. I mean, I gotta say that what Alex Kane has done here with Bomaye, the movement for the people, that in and of itself is impressive.
Kane has made his own luck and called his own shots every step of the way.
As you should in this life. A lot of people like to complain. A lot of people like to say, oh, I'm bettering myself. Stop. Just take advantage of life.
Hammer daring Alex Kane to hit him with his best shot, rapid fire, back and forth, world title on the line.
See, I don't know if Kane wants to do this, man.
I think it lends itself to an advantage for Hammer.
You don't want to get into a striking match, especially when you're a wrestler. You're a suplex and submission-based wrestler, Mr. Kane.
Matt, you talked about earlier about Kane baiting in Hammer to throw that punch. I think Hammer's baiting Kane into the slugfest.
Touche, great point, Joe.
Now Hammer into the steel once again. This is the matchup that proves whether or not Alex Kane is the real deal, or is he a big bunch of hype?
I think it's the perfect match to be the cherry on the top. Major League Wrestling, after 4 long years, back better than ever, and this is our main event.
We are live across the world on Fight Plus. Hashtag MLW NSN. Join the conversation for the biggest world title fight in quite some time.
Challenger Alex Kane, champion Alexander Hammerstone. Joe and I have assumed the wrestling advantage to Alex Kane, and I think that we were correct. We assumed the power advantage for Alex Hammerstone, and so far we have been correct. Joe, something has to give here.
The question, you're seeing Hammerstone now. Fire up. We saw things get very, very personal between these two men recently on MLW Fusion. That's where Kane referred to Hammerstone as a placeholder. Hammerstone said, Kane, if you wrestled as well as you run your mouth, you'd have been world champion 6 months ago. Kane made very personal, inflammatory comments I'm not going to repeat here, but that really fueled the fires, fueled the rage between these two athletes to the next level.
Again, emotional fragility. I stress it all the time. That's where these guys, every single person on the MLW roster is at such a level. It's going to take a mistake to win a match. Everyone is just so darn good.
And Hammerstone knows he's in enemy territory, but Alex Kane.
Nice switch. Use the spin for momentum and puts the big man down. We talked about Hammerstone having the power advantage, but it looks like Kane has found a way to mitigate that.
Hammer turned to the crowd for a moment to react.
More
and that's
leverage.
all Kane needed.
More momentum. Everything Kane is doing now has something behind it. He can't just stand there and trade. The champion flat on his back.
Matt, you talk about what Alex Kane has done to get to this point in his career. He ran the distance in Battle Riot, #1 to #40. Broke numerous records. Broke the length record over Tom Lawler, over 50 minutes in battle. And now Kane crashes all of his weight down on Hammer on the most unforgiving part of that canvas.
Whether prone or supine, that's going to hurt. O'Shea Edwards saying it's time. It's time.
We saw Kane defeat Shigehiro Irie 9 days ago on Fusion as part of the Big Apple Grapple 2. Kane is focused. Kane is the best version of himself we have ever seen. Hammerstone will have to be the same to survive. Kane lacks the body weight of Hammerstone, makes up more of their momentum in the overhead throw.
There's a distant look in the eyes of the champion.
A suplex master is Kane, as you see the eyes zero in on his target.
And now here you can feel the rumbling. The people for whom Bomaye is, they're starting to come. They're starting to will their man.
but it's Hammerstone trying to will himself. He has been through so much as the flag bearer of this organization. Hammerstone could be in a do-or-die situation as Kane presses on with the offense.
Joe, is Hammer out? There's a faraway look in his eyes, man.
At the very least, out on his feet. He may not know where he is right now.
Look at this. And we've talked about the mental battle. Carrying that mental weight of being champion, that emotional weight.
Notice Kane stays close to the body of Hammerstone, not allowing him to get a strike off. That German suplex, hook in the leg, Kane half a count away.
That wasn't a kick out, that was a push off. That was a get off me.
We talked about it, 1,498 days as a champion in this company. And Alex Kane is looking to dismantle that, one suplex at a time.
Saw what Hammer did there?
Oh, near fall.
Hammer rolled to the perimeter of the ring. So while Hammer is fading, he's still there. He still has his faculties about him. I wouldn't count the champion out just yet. See? Fans counting along.
Keep in mind, in the past, Matt, it was the Boom Fight Club that had the placards to count along with the suplexes.
Correct.
Now the fans are doing it for them.
It's for the people.
Dragon suplex. Hammerstone, you saw his eyes get big.
Yep.
All he could do was brace himself.
Oh, look at that.
Cover. Oh, Hammerstone.
As soon as Kane came, Hammer started to fire up. Normally, Hammer would receive the energy from the fans, but now Hammer gets nothing at all from this arena.
Hammerstone trying to dig down deep and feed off of something, channel something. This is the resolve we have seen from Hammerstone for many months. Fighting through pain, fighting through injury.
Blowing through the clothesline, you gotta forget about the fans. They don't pay the bills. Come on, Hammer.
And whether the fans are in his corner or not, Hammerstone still has that electricity in his veins.
Look at now, he is getting something. He is getting something. He's getting pissed off. He finally realizes.
Hammerstone almost defiantly towards these fans.
He's converting. He's converting now. None of these fans have ever paid your bills.
And these fans reject it. Hammerstone pressing on in the corner. Reversal.
I think this actually fires Hammerstone up. I think this actually makes Hammerstone dangerous.
But Matt, you gotta wonder, is Hammerstone spending too much time with the fans and not on Kane?
Great point.
The power slam may determine that.
It's over.
And a near fall.
Barely kicked out did Kane.
That goes back to what we questioned as far as how Hammerstone will react to being in hostile territory. He's feeding off of it, but is it at his own detriment?
We're gonna find out.
Hammerstone has felt 6, I believe, different suplexes at least.
At the end of the day, I think you gotta clear that out of your mind, because if you're thinking about things like that, then you're realizing that Kane knows over 100 different suplexes. I got 94 plus more coming.
Check out the counter. Kane drops down to a knee. Hammer was looking for a power bomb, but Kane overpowers the champion.
This is the second wind here, the opportunity. If Kane can't close it up now, I don't think he's going to be able to do it.
The pressure's on. Kane's the unproven commodity.
Here we go.
Hammerstone's the standard bearer, the benchmark of the major league.
Once you get to the 7th inning and you go to that bullpen, this thing is over, folks, over.
A burning hammer from Hammerstone, and he retains. No! Hammerstone's face told the story. All he can do is soak in the moment and how different this was from so many of Hammer's past achievements.
Forget the people.
And Hammerstone is signaling for the Nightmare Pendulum. I don't care who these fans like or dislike. If Hammerstone hits this, the Bet Online Smart Money is
Look at that, look at that, look at that.
Roll up!
Oh, for whom the bell tolls for thee.
And Kane down with a jumping flatliner. Will Alex Kane sneak in? Oh, near fall.
So Hammer tried to get up and couldn't. And now, where's he gonna go? Let's see if he can slip that forearm in. I don't think there's a choke is on the side here, so this is not an air choke, it's a blood choke, and it's legal.
Notice how quickly Kane pounced on Hammer with this choke attempt. Hammer could not get to his feet. And keep in mind, even though he's lost those 15 pounds, Hammer's carrying more body weight. The lights could go out quicker here for the champion. This may be the only way to defeat Hammerstone, who's up right away.
And who knows, whatever Hammer did to drop that weight, how does it affect him? Normally, Hammer is a power lifter guy. Look at his belly. Look at how he's sucking in. We hear about it in boxing all the time when fighters try to make weight. As the fights go on, you can see that it saps their energy. Is that what we're witnessing now?
The Boumaye Fight Club fan club.
It's the heartbeat of the movement.
But Hammer's heart's still beating. And as long as it's beating, he'll fight.
Rough landing there.
Hammerstone on top, title on the line, and Kane kicks out.
Hammer wanted that one. Hammer wanted that to be the end.
I don't know if Hammer's wanted anything more than that to be the end in recent memory. Frustration is setting in. I'm not sure if Hammerstone expected this much fight out of Alex Kane. One last word for Kane, but Kane counters. That could have been Nightmare Pendulum.
Giving up the back, ripcord.
Alex Kane with a Kane maker. Hammer is down. 2-0.
Oh, referee, you started counting one before the wrestler pressed his body against his opponent.
I think there was contact made with maybe the side or the arm that the official counted as a pinning attempt. But you're right, Kane did get a chance to cinch himself before the count started to toll. And could that have had an effect on Hammer's ability to reach the rope?
The match goes on. That's what matters.
Ref Gastineau's one of the best in the business.
Sure.
I trust his judgment. But Kane's got to trust himself.
Torea into the metal pole. And we talked about how a mistake is going to separate the wrestlers because they're all so good. That may have been the mistake right there, Joseph.
And will that affect the power, the throwing ability of Alex Kane, the suplex master?
It's a good question. Having Mr. Thomas and O'Shea Edwards out here right now really helps Alex Kane.
Nightmare Pendulum attempt, number 3, I believe, has not executed yet.
Hammer's having a second thought.
What is going through the mind of Hammerstone?
See what happens when you think?
This may mean more than just ending a matchup for Hammerstone.
It's quelling a rebellion. It's putting down a rivalry. It's putting down an insurrection, if you will. Hammerstone understands that his status as the face of Major League Wrestling hangs in the balance tonight.
Is silencing the movement superseding what he wants to do, and that's win the world title. That's why we're here.
Buddy, you silence it with a statement. That's what you do, and you make sure it never comes back.
Hammerstone has Kane way up high. The power on display for the superplex.
Holds on, does Hammer.
That's smart wrestling.
Wait a minute.
Whoa,
Wait a minute.
Kane shifted his weight. And a last-ditch effort with all he had. Kane connects.
Look at what this movement does to the people. They believe.
They believe. Kane believes. Thomas believes. O'Shea believes. But will Hammer bring them back down to reality? Or will Kane's dream become a reality?
Nice. That's it. Go for the cover, go for the cover, go for the cover. Come on.
Hammerstone has fought the odds, but look at Kane. Look at Kane.
That's ring awareness. That's ring awareness. In this moment, we just saw Alex Kane grow before our eyes. Win, lose, or draw. Alex Kane has just matured.
Kane is out of bounds, and he has a chance to get a respite. But you can see Kane is favoring his ribs. His back is hurt. He's having trouble breathing. Kane in a bad way, and Hammerstone giving chase. Hammerstone does not want to give Alex Kane any kind of reprieve. He wants to beat him 1, 2, 3 in the middle. That's the biggest statement you can make. But what condition is Hammerstone in, favoring his midsection? Oh! Kane just kicked the rope into Hammerstone's
I'm
groin.
sure you endorse that as well, huh?
I'm not endorsing that at all. Alex KO. Is Kane getting desperate?
That's a great hit.
Straps her down. Alex Kane may be beloved here tonight, but he hasn't changed his spots. Let's make no mistake about that.
I think that's what the people truly respect at the end of the day. We live in a world where so many people vacillate.
Oh, gut-wrench suplex from the top!
Stick to your guns. They're either going to hate you or they're going to love you, but at least you're yourself.
Kane drapes the arm. Title at stake. Oh, Hammer kicks out. And Kane in shock, Matt, not just 100-plus suplexes, but from the different locations, the different heights, the different impacts he can get. Alex Kane has done so much, but none of it has put away Hammerstone. What's the formula?
Well, that's the thing. You can be great at all these different things, but if you can't put it together, it's useless.
Kane has his eyes locked on the champion still. Choke once again, Hammer counters. A German suplex release style by Hammerstone.
Hammer now moving with intensity and purpose.
The
That's what
power
Hammer
bomb.
needs. That's what he needs to do. Exploit the difference.
Kane countered the powerbomb earlier. He couldn't this time. Nightmare pendulum number 2.
Mr. Thomas.
Oh, no, 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 no. Mr. Thomas creating a diversion. Hammerstone looking at Thomas almost indignantly.
Well, these two have had their issues.
Mocking, oh, wait,
Gave
from
up the
behind.
back.
The choke.
Nope. See the height. The leverage.
Counters.
Careful.
Kane is Thomas.
Oh, that got him in the kidney?
And Hammer drills Alex Kane.
This is it.
Nightmare pendulum.
Inside
Inside
cradle.
cradle.
No. Here we go.
Drop step into the
The
choke.
back. No. No. If Hammer goes down to his rear, we're in trouble.
Hammer's fading.
To
Hammer's
his
fading.
back.
Kane's got
This
the
is
body
it.
scissors.
Hammer's got nowhere to go. Look at Hammer's face, Joe. Look at his eyes, Joe. Look at his eyes.
He's nowhere near a roll.
It's over.
Your winner and new MLW World Heavyweight Champion, Alex Kane.
1,498 days comes down to one split second. Hammerstone, the franchise of the Major League, just taps away a history-making run, and Alex Kane brings the world title to Boomerang.
In a world where they lie to your face, in a world where they kick dirt on you, where they spit on you, you, my friend, have taken matters into your own hand. You, Alex Kane, have made history here tonight. Take a look at some of the moments that we will harken back upon when we talk about the history of this night. Joe Dombrowski, you lent your voice to a moment in history that will live forever. But here, right here, I'll let you do what you do best.
Alex Kane savors his moment. Alex Hammerstone has tapped out, and Alex Kane has brought the world title home for the people.
This is a movement. It goes beyond Philadelphia. It goes beyond Major League Wrestling. Let this movement call out around the world. Bamaye is for the people.